Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast, where we create conversation and community among real people about everyday issues. This is a place for you to hear truth, connect with others, and find answers to your questions. Here's your host, Alan Reed.
Hey everyone, welcome to Real Talk. It is Christmas week, and today we have the entire team to celebrate together. Welcome to the show, guys.
Yo.
Hey. Woo. We're going to introduce you all here in a moment, but first I want to explain that today we are going to do things a little bit differently. We have completed our 4-week Advent series on Monday. And so today we thought it would be cool to have a little fun and bring the entire crew in and talk about some significant issues like Christmas movies. So today we'll have very little, if none, spiritual value at all.
I don't know. These are life-changing things.
It says you.
And we have not gotten any permission to do this, but anyways.
We're good about this.
It'll be
we're
fun.
going to ask
Yes,
for forgiveness, not for permission.
So we're going to be covering movie recommendations, best movies, worst movies, and so much more. This might be the most significant topic we cover in our brief history here so far.
We're going to change people's lives.
So, but first things first, let's take a moment and have you guys introduce yourself, maybe just a 30-second bio, and include your role, what you do on the team itself. So ladies first, we're going to begin with Allie. Introduce
All right,
yourself.
30-second bio. My name is Allie. I was voted runner-up class comedian my senior year in college, which is funnier than winning. Wow. That sums up my life. And I am the communications person for Real Talk.
Nice. Good job.
That was under 30 seconds.
It was.
It for sure was the communications.
Anything else you want to add? You're married?
I am married. My husband is very cute, and he's also very cool.
You need to keep it G-rated.
Okay, sorry. He's attractive. I don't.
Okay, that's enough.
That's enough.
All right.
I guess I'm next.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm David. I am like the ones and twos guy. I produce and edit all of these podcasts you're listening to. Hopefully that you're listening to. You probably won't after this episode, but yeah, I am married. My wife is cute and whatever Allie said, but for my wife.
Is your wife also a bodybuilder?
Bodybuilder.
No.
Okay. Just want to be clear on that.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Neither of us are, clearly.
Lauren, just in case you're listening, I think you look strong. So.
Yes. Let's say this is audio, so whenever you like present yourself, no one can see you.
There was a time
30
that
seconds is up. All right.
She punched me in the arm one time, and I felt it for like a month after. So she is pretty strong.
She is, yes.
Or you're just weak.
Let's not talk about that.
All right, James, you're up.
Well, Alan spoiled it and said my name. So my name's James, and I don't really have a significant role with Real Talk. I'm just here for comedic purposes. Right
you
now,
are the executive producer.
Oh, is that what I am? I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah, it's the biggest hat in the room.
It is the biggest hat in the room. But
you don't wear many hats, but you do have a big hat.
I had many hats. I had to decide which hat to wear.
Hat.
You guys didn't want me to wear the Viking hat, so I'm wearing a ginormous Christmas hat that's like Cat in the Hat. Married to Andrea, who is a wonderful, beautiful human being, and most certainly my better half. She is not a bodybuilder, but she also hit me one time, and I felt it for a month. So I think that's just a normal thing. That's
or we're both weak.
That's probably more realistic.
Yeah.
So now that I'm crushed and David's crushed and Allie's crushed because she took second place, let's turn it back to Alan.
Here we go. Okay. I don't need to introduce myself, or hope not. I'm not going to. I have a few more questions for you guys. And you guys don't know this, but just a little bit more opportunity to get to know you. And so we're going to start with David first.
Okay.
If you were Santa Claus, what type of cookie would you want to be left out on Christmas Eve?
Man.
Cheese.
I love cookies. So this is difficult.
Yep.
Definitely not a cheese
kind of
cookie.
Get to know you question.
Is there a cheese cookie?
No. That's more of a wafer, like a Cheez-It,
a cheese
I
wafer?
guess.
Like string cheese.
Yeah. Man, favorite cookie. Mm-hmm. Is it like holiday cookie or just any cookie?
It's Christmas time. You're Santa Claus. So.
I mean, just a classic like sugar cookie with like homemade frosting on top is hard to go wrong with.
Disgusting.
That or a snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodle. I'm going to go with snickerdoodle.
Yeah.
Snickerdoodle's good.
Good save.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Gross.
All right, James.
Oh, is it the same question? I thought maybe we were going to get different questions.
You're nope.
Oh, gosh. If I was Santa Claus, what kind of a cookie would I want? Yeah, so I'm a weirdo. I want oatmeal raisin
Ew.
or like a cranberry something. I think those are amazing.
I'm with you. Oatmeal raisin.
I love oatmeal
It's
raisin.
my favorite.
My wife doesn't like raisins, so if she ever makes cookies, they're always chocolate chip. And
I think we're like,
chocolate chip's
connected.
okay, but it's not my favorite. I don't like the bittersweet chocolate chips they use in them.
You both said oatmeal raisin. I feel like you should also now state your age
Yes.
so that the listeners know.
Well, I'm old, and Alan is older.
older. Yes, I'm the oldest. I'm the older and the wiser. Oatmeal cookies.
I don't know if I'd say wiser, just
Oatmeal
older.
raisin. All right, Allie, how about you?
Man,
You're Santa.
You've had the most time to think, and you still
I
don't have your
know,
answer.
I know. I just think if I'm gonna be drinking milk with it, because you have to wash it down
You
with
never
milk.
said anything about milk.
Do you think Santa dips his cookies?
Yeah.
I kind of think Santa doesn't dip a cookie, but just washes it down. But I think I'm just gonna go classic chocolate chip.
Okay.
It's not my favorite cookie of all time, but if I'm Santa Claus,
On Christmas.
I think I can
night.
eat more chocolate chip cookies than I can any other cookie.
Do you like a crunchy chocolate chip cookie or a soft chocolate
No,
chip
I
cookie?
like it in between where it's a little gooey. And here's another thing. I don't want it warm. Don't you give me a warm cookie.
Really?
Yep.
Man,
I know. I know it's a
I
hot
like the
take.
opposite.
Literally hot take.
It's
Oatmeal
literally
raisin.
a hot take.
Milk.
Well, except in your
dipping
case,
it.
it's not a hot take.
Yeah.
Warm cookie.
It's a cold take.
Yeah.
All right. That's everybody, right? Okay. Second question, and we'll start with James this time.
Oh, boy.
Would you rather build a snowman, go sledding, have a snowball fight, or stay inside drinking hot cocoa?
All of the above.
That's a cop out.
Yeah,
You got to
that
pick
is.
one.
You have to pick one.
I mean, but
You have to
so
pick
I
one.
can see your computer, so I can see the list.
Yeah, cheater.
No, but like I would like to, like, go sledding into a field. I can see past the teeth. I would like to go sledding in a field where I could build a snowman and then hide behind the snowman to have a snowball fight. And then whenever I get really pummeled with snowballs because, I'm a big target, I could then go inside and warm up next to the fireplace with some hot cocoa.
All right. He destroyed that one. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Boom.
Yeah. All
Drop
right,
the
Allie.
mic, but it's
if
honesty.
you will follow the instructions and choose
I
one,
will.
would you rather build a snowman, go sledding, have a snowball fight, or stay inside drinking hot cocoa?
I would rather go sledding.
Nice.
Oh, the adrenaline rush. I'm scared of absolutely everything, but the adrenaline rush from just sledding is so much fun.
Yes.
I love that.
That was my childhood. I grew up at the bottom of an old ski slope. Believe it or not.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I accidentally sled down a giant hill under a car one time and I hit the car tire. It was just parked and it was like driving people back up to the top of the hill, but I couldn't get out of my tube.
So
And I went right under the car.
I'm sorry. I'm envisioning this. You slid down the hill under the car.
Yeah, into the tire. And my dad had to carry me back up the hill. But it was really fun.
That's
Yeah, it's such a
See, we're
traumatic
learning a
childhood.
lot
I
about
know.
each other. David, how about you?
I think I'm gonna have to go sledding as well. But growing up in Wisconsin, we always had to wear snow pants. Like at school, if you did not bring your snow pants and boots, you were not allowed to go outside. So for me, sledding was just sliding on my snow pants because we weren't bougie enough to have sleds. So
So I know we're going to talk about this later. This may or may not come up, but have you seen 8-Bit Christmas?
yes,
You know the parts in 8-Bit Christmas, and if you want to watch it and you haven't seen it, stop listening for like a minute because this is a spoiler. But where every time the kid can't go somewhere because he doesn't have his boots on or he doesn't have his coat or whatever, I'm like totally flashed into my mind when you were talking about that.
yeah. I mean, it's pretty similar. I know what you're saying. I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty
Yeah.
similar.
Okay, so sledding.
Yeah, sledding.
That's
And
three.
I mean, in college, we would sled down all the hills in Fayetteville. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a hilly place.
I was going to say the same thing. If I was younger, it would have been a snowball fight for sure, but
Too dangerous.
Takes too much time.
Yeah,
I was
Make a
actually
good
going to change my
snowball.
answer and say I would have done a snowball fight,
yeah, that would have been.
but I'm very competitive.
You lost, so.
So
All
I
right.
cheated. I didn't answer the question.
Last question. It's kind of a get to know you, but it's really just to find a little bit more about what your plans are. But yeah, what are your Christmas plans? What are you doing this Christmas? Pretty simple. Going away.
Let's start with Allie.
Well, my husband and I both had COVID for Christmas last year, so that was our first married Christmas. And this year, we are driving down to Dallas to spend Christmas with his family. So we're really excited about that.
Nice. So you're beginning your Christmas tradition.
Yes, we are. Not with COVID. That was not part of the
No
tradition.
kidding.
Did anyone give you on our first Christmas ornament that was like the COVID, like the little COVID
That-
virus?
No, and I
good.
don't want one, but thank you.
All right.
Don't want to relive that every year.
I mean, it's a memory. So
I guess I'm next.
Yes. You're next. Yep.
Me and my wife also had COVID last year on Christmas because we all
Were you
went to
guys
the
hanging
same
out?
party.
You guys are
Yes.
friends.
So we all had COVID at the same time.
Wow.
Alan and I
You
did
guys
not
were
have
not
COVID.
social distancing.
No,
We were following rules, but when everybody at the party has COVID, the rules don't
It
matter.
doesn't look
So
like you. I don't think you guys follow rules. You're just reading faces.
followed our own rules.
Anyways, whether it was legal or not,
There's no rules.
there's no rules.
Never saw it,
Anyways, plans this year. We alternate every year for in-laws and my parents, and it is in-law year. So we have a threefold plan, like an attack on Christmas. So Christmas Adam, for those who don't know, that's
Oh my
that's
gosh.
that's December 23rd, since Adam became or was before Eve.
I'm mad.
He went there.
I did. We will be hanging with my wife's father, and then Christmas Eve we go over to her grandfather's house. That's like her childhood tradition, was going over there and listening to the Christmas story, and just gathering with everybody in her family. And her family is a lot larger than mine, so growing up in a small environment was quite a culture shock when I went to the first one when we were dating. And then Christmas Day, we're going to be hanging out with just us in the morning, and then we will spend the evening with her mother.
Very cool. You guys can't see everyone, but Ellie and David are younger than James and myself, and so
I'll be bold enough to say that I am 30 years old. I will put it
What if I
on the internet to say
so
I am
still on the
30.
younger side.
Yeah,
I will also be bold and say I'm not 30 years old.
there you go.
Yes.
I will equally be bold and say that I'm not 30 years old.
So James, you probably have some tradition being married. How long have you been married?
11 years.
11 years. So what are you guys doing?
Well, 6 years ago, our life changed. 6 years ago, 7 Christmases ago, because we moved from Kansas City, where we live, to Arkansas. And so our family is hours upon hours away. And because of my job, like I have to work Christmas Eve, and then this year I'll have to work the day after Christmas. So it's difficult for us to travel. So I remember our first Christmas in Arkansas, we literally sat at Red Lobster, I think, or some restaurant on Christmas Eve.
This is a Christmas story. Like
It is. It's a sad one, but it's a good one. It's going to turn good, I promise.
you go to the Chinese restaurant.
No, we didn't do. My wife doesn't like Chinese. I know we are still married, but she doesn't like Chinese. Anyway, so we went to a restaurant and we kind of didn't really do anything our first year here because we had just moved and it was nuts. But then a family in our church kind of adopted us, and we've kind of spent Christmas with them every year since, because it's difficult for us to travel 3.5, 4 hours to do something for Christmas, given my responsibilities at the church and what we do. And so. And it's fine. We've got family that comes and sees us, but this year, family's coming down in 2022 because of the way the weekends fall. And then we're going to spend Christmas with our adopted family.
Very cool. That's awesome. This is our year to host. We used to all go to my parents' house, and now that they're getting older and we're back down this way in Arkansas, we have become the ones that will host every other year. So my sister and her family are coming down from Maryland, and my brother and his family will be coming up from Cabot, and then my parents in Texarkana. So we will have 17 of us at our place for 3 days, although we are putting my brother and his family in the hotel because they have the youngest kids. It kind of keeps things a little bit sane. They won't be watching this, but yeah. So,
Says
but
you
it'll be
can.
fun. It'll be
This
fun.
is
But
not
it's hard
video.
work.
This is audio. No one's watching it.
Yes. Yeah. All right. They're playing over here with the donkey. The donkey, which is biblical.
It's
It
my
is
Christmas donkey.
Right. So, all right. Well, let's get down to the nitty gritty, to the meat of the program here. There's no rules.
The good stuff.
Okay. Yep. No rules. Each of us will share.
Except
kind of
no
our-
cursing or punching each other.
That's right.
Those are the only
Yeah,
two
they won't
rules.
see that. You're going to share your go-to movies and what you feel, what your opinion is on the best Christmas movie ever. and the worst Christmas movie ever. And the rest of us can agree or express our dissatisfaction with your assessment. And that's really it. So yeah, it's just going to be a good old conversation.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who wants to go first? Your go-to movies, your best, and what you think is the worst.
Let's do all of our best ones first, and then go back around and do the worst ones.
Okay.
I'm game
Yeah.
with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. All right.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, wait. Did you want to go first?
No, ladies
no,
first.
go.
Okay. My favorite Christmas movie is White Christmas.
You stole mine.
I know, that's why I went first.
I
It's my
know
wife's. It's my wife's favorite.
I probably did more research on it than you did, though.
You probably didn't have to do any research. It's my favorite.
We're supposed to do
It's
research on our
old.
movies.
No.
Also, other go-tos for me are Elf,
Yes.
Polar Express. I will weep every single time. Tim Allen and the Santa Claus.
That's a
Phenomenal
great
films.
movie.
They really are.
I watched that again
watched that one in a
last
while.
year while I was quarantined. I watched the Tim Allen crush it as Santa.
Speaking of crushes, I had a
Did you guys plan this? Like,
no. I had a crush on one of the elves in the Santa Claus.
Was it the guy from Numbers?
Gerard? Is that his name?
The taller elf?
The one with the pointy ears.
Well, they all have pointy ears.
He for sure had pointy ears.
Was he like the main helper?
Yeah, he's the main helper. I think
He's
his
the
name
guy
is
from
it's Bernard.
yeah.
Now I
Not
see why
Gerard.
you had
Yeah.
a crush on Bernard?
Yeah. Just a lot of questionable choices.
Now we get it. Now we know
As
why
a
you married
child.
Michael.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The opposite.
No, they're like polar opposites
like
of one
a
another. That's
giant.
why I'm sitting here thinking that doesn't add up.
It doesn't. I just thought it was
Also,
funny.
two animated favorites. Well, I already mentioned the Polar Express, but Annabelle's Wish, highly underrated,
I'm gonna write that
precious.
down.
Yes, it's about a calf who would like to be a reindeer, and gets a special wish on Christmas. And then the small one, just like a 25-minute cartoon. Do you remember that? Anybody remember that one?
What is it called?
The small one?
Oh, I
it's
thought you
about
were
the
talking-
donkey that Joseph purchases. It's very biblical, which is probably why my mom
Never
had
heard
me
of
watch
it in
Yeah,
my
never heard
entire
of it.
life.
but yeah,
It's Christian movies.
about this sweet little donkey and this little boy that owns it, and his dad makes him sell it, and then Joseph comes to buy it to travel with Mary. So
Sounds unbiblical.
But here, okay, so recently we had this
Not accurate.
discussion about Christmas trivia, and did we know, the donkey's not mentioned.
the donkey is mentioned.
Well, but
riding,
not riding
the donkey
You're right.
is not
Right.
mentioned.
Riding the donkey is not mentioned.
Actually, the donkey is not mentioned. There's another word that will not be mentioned.
So I have to admit something here. I've never watched White Christmas.
That's one of the
That's
rules.
You've never
I've-
watched White Christmas?
I've never watched
Alan,
it.
leave
Oh my
I have
right
something
now.
about movies that are older than me. I mean, it's just like
That movie's
See,
not
I-
older than you.
When we get to my turn, I will discuss why. But
you know what? I'm gonna watch it.
I hope
Yeah,
that part of your
I'm gonna
reason
watch
for
it.
it being your favorite Christmas movie is that you also had a crush on Danny Kaye. Because that
dang
was me
it,
too.
it's in my notes.
She's reading your notes. I watch
okay.
that movie at least 10 times a year because Andrea watches it every time it's on TV.
Okay, I need to watch
phenomenal.
it.
You have
I need to
to.
watch
It's
it.
already been on our TV twice this year.
Okay, so that's okay. Those
That's
were your
me.
favorites.
Yep.
I feel
That's it.
I feel like I have to go next because I mean
Yeah.
she stole my.
I think
Yeah,
so.
movie.
I
have
think
to
we
get
just
back
need to
at
get
her.
White Christmas out
I
of the
thought
way.
we were supposed to pick our favorite, not just ones that we like. Is
Oh,
that?
my favorite is White Christmas.
Oh, there you go.
You're going to get her back later because I know some inside information about what you're going to say later.
Anyways, obviously my favorite Christmas movie is White Christmas. And
I had no idea.
I know it's quite shocking. Because I mean, watching it, Bing Crosby, he's my man crush. Like he's the man. Like he is suave. He can sing real well, and him and Danny Kaye are like magic together.
If Ryan Reynolds made a Christmas movie, I would probably like that
I
because
don't.
he's my man crush.
I don't see it.
But
Pulled
here,
them up on-
I mean, like there's a couple scenes in that movie or quotes like.
It was a different time.
Later in the movie in White Christmas, they're talking to each other about producing the show on a TV station. You have to watch it to understand the plot of the movie. But you know, he's saying like, how much is it going to cost? You know, like, and Danny Kaye asked Bing Crosby how much it's going to cost. And he says somewhere between boing and ouch. And I'm like, of course it's like the 50s. Like people thought that was hilarious. And it still is, but
That's why I don't
also,
watch old movies.
but later in the movie, like their chemistry is so good that later in the movie they do a song called It was Wish I Was Back in the Army. And so there was a part where they are like spinning around. They're not paying attention to each other, and they're like have their hands up doing the part, and they accidentally touch hands, and they're like they react to each other. It's gold. It's so good.
Okay.
But I do have some interesting facts
Ooh.
about White Christmas.
Okay,
Do
for those
share.
of you who are listening, he's got an iPad.
I do.
With a bullet pointed list.
I do. It
Of
is-
all of these interesting factoids.
Interesting fact number one. So we all know the dancing and the music in the movie are like top notch. So there's a scene. It's not part of my notes, but it's one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie where Danny Kaye and I forget her character's
Ginger
name.
Rogers.
Yeah, Ginger Rogers.
Is it her?
I don't know, but
I said that, but I don't think it's
I
her.
don't think it's Ginger Rogers. It's Rosemary Clooney and
It's
stuff.
Clooney.
Rosemary Clooney. And
Rosemary
Betty,
Clooney.
that's her character. I'll
yeah,
look it up. I'll look
Betty
it up.
and the younger sister, they have a dancing scene, and Danny Kaye wears the same color shoes as his suit, and it's amazing for one. But also, it's like one of the greatest like choreographed scenes I've ever watched.
Amen.
It's so good. Anyways, Irving Berlin wrote the music for the movie, and he wrote White Christmas, the song, in 1940. Yeah. And he said, when he wrote the song, he said, I want you to write down, he's saying this to his secretary, I want you to write down this song I wrote over the weekend. Not only is the best song I ever wrote, but it is the best song anybody has ever written.
He sounds arrogant.
A little bit. But in 1942, when they released the recording of the song, it spent 11 weeks as number one on the Billboard charts.
Wow.
And that has to go past Christmas. So these people are listening to after Christmas. So, I mean,
So
once
what
it-
you're saying is he's a prophet.
yes. I mean, the guy knew what he was going to say. Like, he knew what he was doing. But also, interesting fact. So the movie came out in 1954. And it is the highest grossing film of that year. Interesting enough.
Wow.
It made $30 million in 1954.
Wow.
Which is crazy money. But also, so to put that in perspective, Avengers Endgame is the highest grossing film of all time. And it made
Rightfully so.
$2.8 billion in 2019 internationally.
Yeah.
So 30 million internationally compared to 2.8 billion there's quite a difference there.
Yeah, yep.
And going to look at the list, 1954 was probably not a good year for movies because it like jumped, like there was a big jump in money between 55 and 53. But interesting fact, and this has nothing to do with Christmas. In 1939, Gone with the Wind made $402 million.
That does not surprise me.
Wow.
It's a great film.
That's a lot of money in 1939.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just wanted to insert all those.
So you guys
cool
know
tidbits.
this thing called IMDb, right? International Movie Database.
Yes.
We have our own IMDb, International Movie David Bullard.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I love movies, and it shows.
I'm going to have to watch it. I'll watch White Christmas. I
It's
don't
on
know.
Netflix.
I feel
You can watch
embarrassed
it there. I have it on Blu-ray. I could lend it to. I have the special edition Blu-ray with all the special
watch it.
features.
I wouldn't-
David can
I wouldn't
actually
do
just
it.
do the choreography later today if you
Because
had wanted to
if
see
you
that.
ruined his Blu-ray, it might be the end of your life.
Yeah.
I actually saved it from my Blu-ray to digital,
This
so
is
I have it
21st century.
digitally
I
on
can stream
Netflix.
it.
Blu. Yeah, I've got it everywhere.
I don't do DVDs.
Do you know about
anymore.
Netflix? I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
What's Netflix again?
We've canceled
Don't
it
you
once,
like
then we got
rent
it back, and
DVDs
probably
in the
cancel
mail?
it
Is
again.
that what Netflix is?
Oh, that was Redbox.
Yeah. All right. So favorite. Okay, White Christmas. We have two for White Christmas.
Oh, wait, I forgot to mention.
Oh no.
It is the only Christmas movie on that list of highest grossing films of the year. So that just proves that it is the greatest Christmas movie
I
of
don't
all
think
time.
they had very many movies that came out every year back then. It was probably
No,
like
I'm saying
3 or 4
until
movies.
now, like
all
until
time.
2021 to like I think the list was 1915 to 2021, and it's the only Christmas movie on the highest grossing film internationally.
Home Alone didn't make it on that list?
Nope,
Nope.
it did not.
That's surprising. That is
But of
surprising.
course, this is like inflation and stuff.
Yeah.
30 million. It probably made more than that, but still,
Well, if you
All
do the
right,
numbers
all right,
comparable.
all right.
Yeah.
Enough about White
It's just the bomb.
Christmas. It's a great movie.
It's the greatest
I'll
movie.
watch it.
It's a great movie. You will cry.
You guys have convinced Alan he needs to watch it.
I'll watch it. Yeah, and then whatever that other one that you talked about, what was it called? Annabelle's Wish.
Yes, it's
I'll read
so
that.
sweet. You're
I'm
gonna
sorry,
cry
did you say
about
it was a
that
movie about a
too.
cow?
it was.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Christmas cow.
I needed to make sure I was clear that you said calf, and I was like, does she mean like a
Yeah,
cow?
baby cow.
A baby cow. Okay, baby cow Christmas. movie.
Calf.
A
All right,
calf.
Not
James.
your leg.
Calf. not your leg muscle.
You're up. What's yours?
Wow, I feel like a heathen because their movies are so classic and amazing.
Movie.
It's a struggle for me to decide which one's my favorite. I grew up watching Christmas Vacation, with Chevy Chase.
That's a good one.
And it's just a classic, but while I do think that's an incredible movie and it's just so classic and it's so Americana in every way, shape, or form, I really have to say my favorite Christmas movie is Jim Carrey with The Grinch.
He's funny. Yeah.
It is
That's a good one.
just absolutely epic.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to tell a story, and I just laugh all the way through it. I mean, where else are you going to get just Jim Carrey dressed in a great big hairy green suit and all this craziness happening and all this fun stuff that just goes on, and if you watch behind the scenes of the movies, those little cars that the Who's drove, they were all real. They could actually drive all of them, even the little tiny ones.
Wow.
And so, but
Didn't Opie direct that movie?
Ron Howard, I believe,
Yeah.
directed that. Yes.
Yeah. So little Opie
Little
directed.
Opie directed that movie.
He grew up and did big things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just love it. I think it's hilarious. My favorite is whenever he's yelling in the cave and it's echoing back to him, and he says, "I'm an idiot," and the echo says back, "You're an idiot." And then he starts whispering, "Well, you can't hear me. If I talk quietly, you can't hear me. And then by the time it bounces back, you're an idiot." And then all of a sudden, you hear the cave just go, "You're an idiot." I mean, it's just
I
brilliant.
watch that again. It's
It's
a good
just
one.
brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
I have been compared to resemble Cindy Lou Who more times in my life than I can count.
I could see
I don't
that.
know how to take that.
I could see that. I think it's the childlike innocence.
Or my ski slope nose. One of the two.
That's a cute nose. It's not a ski slope. It's not big enough to be a ski slope.
I don't
Thank
know.
you,
It's a
Alan.
cute. It's a
No,
cute.
I think
Thank
it's
you.
I think it's your
Little elf-
stature.
it's
You have
like
a
an
small
elf nose.
stature,
I am about the size of a who.
and it's the innocence that you portray. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
what I think it is.
I'm going to write that down.
That's funny. All right.
I
my
could have
turn.
said
Wait,
naivete,
this is
but-
recorded. I'll just play that over and over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just play it over and over again.
It's Alan's turn.
my turn.
He's ready.
This show's gonna be like an hour and a half, and you guys are always like, "Alan, come on, we gotta shorten these things."
No, this is a good one. People are going to
This is
listen to
good.
this one.
All
No, they
right.
won't.
No, they won't.
As opposed to. All right, my favorite. I've got two of them. I can't decide.
Oh, man.
Christmas with the Cranks
Good
is
one.
That's a good one.
hilarious.
Really good.
Free Frosty, free Frosty.
Yes, and Luther with Botox was just awesome.
And the
entertaining
fruit cup falling out of his mouth. Yes,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, so that's just funny. So that's definitely one that as a family we watch every year and we laugh at all the same things. But I know this is controversial among the group here, but I definitely think Elf is awesome,
False.
I love it.
and I will defend this right now.
False.
Fight for your honor,
Please,
Alan.
Yes.
please defend
Yes,
because it is a good movie.
well, my favorite part of Elf.
Oh, no.
My favorite part is when Miles Finch is there, kind of selling it.
Oh, no.
He's in there. He's like a professional
Writer.
Right, yeah, there you go. And and then Buddy comes in, he calls him an elf, and just he threatens him. He goes,
he's from the South Pole.
He's an angry elf. And so
Call me elf one more time.
oh, it's so funny,
Peter
so
Dinklage, man.
funny. That whole thing is so
He's
funny.
underrated.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and the spiritual undertones of this movie just
You
incredible.
can't go there.
Boo.
You
It's
did that
amazing.
because you know what I'm going to say later.
Yeah,
and you're trying to make me look
I'll
bad.
wait. I'll hold off on my
Yeah,
points, and you cannot look at those. Can't look at that. I'm going to cover it up.
I can see around the T.
I know.
We
So,
have
anyways, we'll
these
get to that.
metal
We'll get to
RTs for
the
real
depth
talk.
of the movie. The depth of the movie later when I have to defend myself for
Yeah.
that one.
Oh, time's running out. I'm so sorry.
And then I'll add one more, but I won't talk about it. Miracle on 34th Street.
Which
Every
one?
time the latest one, the 94. I don't know.
So,
It's
okay. Yeah. The girl from
Yeah.
Matilda.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's her.
yeah.
Yeah. There's one. Can you guess where
But
I
isn't
cry?
that more of a-
Guess where I cry every time I see the movie.
The whole movie.
Yeah.
No, just
Oh.
one.
When they talk about believing in God, the dollar bill.
No. Nope.
If we're going on spiritual sense
It's
here.
when this sweet little girl comes up and she's Dutch, and so she's talking, and he
Oh.
responds speaking Dutch.
No, it
And
was,
then
it was sign language, wasn't it?
Well,
Wow, Dutch and
there's
sign
both.
language are
There's
really
both. There's
similar.
both.
But it might have been the silent. I mean, No, it was when he was speaking Dutch, and then the girl who I don't remember her name, but she doesn't believe.
You just ruined
yet.
his
She's
favorite
not
part of the movie.
She's not a believer yet, and she's like in awe. Like
Maybe
you
you're
can see that.
Maybe you're confusing it between the different versions because I just watched this on Thanksgiving because there's arguments to say that it is a Thanksgiving movie.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah,
Fighting
I mean,
Jingle Bells is a Thanksgiving song.
yes, it is.
Yes.
I
But
read that. I didn't know that
anyways,
before. I thought
anyways,
that was something new that everyone would be shocked by.
it definitely was sign language because she comes up and that's when he's in the store.
I remember.
She's
No,
sitting on
Alan,
it.
I bet it was Dutch sign language.
No,
Yeah.
there's
No,
Dutch.
there was an
I looked it
accent.
up.
There
I
was
looked
an
it up.
accent
Look at
with
that. Miracle on 34th Street. Santa speaks Dutch, and there's the girl. Oh, that's the old version.
Oh, see, you're mixing them
You're
up.
Mixing them up.
Darn it.
You just ruined his
I
favorite
like
part
both
of the
of
movie.
them.
You
No,
know,
it-
he said he wasn't going to talk about it.
So I want to, David wanted to point out that he thinks that is that's a Thanksgiving movie. So I want to test your musical knowledge because I know you're a music buff.
Oh,
Now you
boy.
done
What
it.
song do people frequently sing at Christmas that is actually about the revelation?
About the revelation. Oh, come all you faithful. I don't know.
No, that's not it. What song do we sing at Christmas that is actually about Thanksgiving?
Well, didn't we
didn't
say
answer the
Jingle
first
Bells?
question.
Did you say Jingle Bells?
He just said Jingle Bells.
Wait, is Hallelujah Chorus actually about Revelation?
No, I was told by our
That's not
worship
really
pastor, Joy to
Christmas.
the World, is actually
Oh
about.
yeah.
Oh, wait, that
Joy
makes
of the
sense.
Lord.
Oh, that would make
The
sense.
Lord
if I could
has
think
come.
of every
Yeah.
Christmas song quickly, I would have maybe.
Did you
got
guys
there.
say the Jingle Bells
See,
thing
there's-
earlier?
Yeah,
I
he
missed it?
literally
Yep.
just said Jingle Bells.
I'm sorry, I was not listening to you.
I would rewind back and
Yes.
play it for you, but you know,
Okay.
you can go back and
That was
listen
our
to it.
spiritual
You're gonna-
application. There's a
You're going to edit that out, right? So I don't look like an epic failure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure,
betcha.
Jan.
Yeah, you betcha.
that's James,
Why did you have to point out my name?
executive producer.
They might not have known who it was.
Wasn't listening. All right.
He's also this old, and he
Yes.
lives at this address.
Is there any other go-to movies that you have? Because we haven't yet. We want to give people like
You know, a movie that I haven't. I mean, recently we talked about it. 8-Bit Christmas is a good one.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
it's surprisingly heartfelt for our culture today.
It is.
surprisingly,
that was
It
the
is.
reviews.
I've literally never heard of that film.
So I hadn't either
I
until
haven't
David
either.
shared it. But the other day, Andrea and I watched it on Netflix. And
It's on HBO Max.
or
about
HBO
Nintendo.
Max.
I love Nintendo.
And it's really good because I am old enough that I'm older than you are, and I'm old enough to remember when the Nintendo came out. And so I remember you were in high school. Is that what you said?
No, I was
No,
saying
he was
that.
in
I remember when
college.
the Atari came. out.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
But I remember when it came out, and so for me, it was very nostalgic because I remember the cool factor of like the kids in the neighborhood having it, and like we were one of those families that had it, and so I just remember that, and like all the kids flooding to our house to play it.
That's a big deal.
And like it was just really cool, like watching that and thinking, man, this just brings back memories,
yeah.
you know, of having that. And but we were not at all like the bad kid in that show, which again we won't spoil it for anybody that wants to watch it.
Yeah.
But I also heard from some people that are my age that just really did not like it.
Really,
Yeah, they felt like it was too much of a ripoff of
the
A Christmas Story.
Yeah,
And
I can see that.
I guess because I'm not a big Christmas Story watcher, I didn't clue into that at all. I've seen it maybe once, but I've never like.
it definitely has. It's a lot like Christmas Story. It's a modern day Christmas story.
If you grew up in the '80s, a great movie to watch.
Yeah,
a lot
but I
of
thought it
80s
was
stuff
great.
in it. So,
yeah, and then
8-Bit Christmas.
Jingle All the Way is a great
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
That is a great one.
Is it?
That's
Okay.
Michael's favorite.
That's
Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Sinbad.
Sinbad. That's right. Great combo. Watch it.
Okay.
It's very 90s. I don't know if it holds up to like good movies, you know, like the best Christmas movies of all time, but it's
It's a good
It's a
watch.
fun ride.
It's a fun watch.
Yeah.
It's a fun watch.
It's entertaining.
Also on Netflix is Klaus.
Oh, great movie.
Never heard of it.
Yep, cartoon. Great
Really?
for adults.
It came out
Great
in like
for children.
2019,
Yeah.
but the
Klaus?
art style in it, it's
Yeah.
Is it
really
spelled
cool.
like
Klaus.
Klaus?
Like German Klaus.
Like
Klaus?
K-L-A-U-S.
How do
Klaus.
you spell that?
K-L-A-U-S.
Oh,
Klaus.
you just said that.
Yes,
he
I
just
did.
said it. Now who's not listening?
I was typing.
You will cry.
Another good one that I think people should watch are the Christmas Chronicles.
Yes.
Do you remember when those came out?
Kurt Russell?
Yes, Kurt
yeah,
Russell
those are
and Goldie
good.
Hawn. It was so good.
good.
It was. So
I didn't
good.
watch the second one, but I watched the first one.
Yeah, I didn't think they would be good, but I was really pleased with how good they were. They were very
Those were really
entertaining.
Very nice. Okay. A lot of movies I haven't seen. I'm surprised.
Well, you got some work to do before
I do.
next week.
I know, and I've already been like working my tail off just to get ready for today.
Yeah.
So it's more work. So okay, so we've covered what we each of us thinks about best movies. Okay, now we're getting to probably what's going to be a little bit more personal, some hurt feelings, maybe. Worst Christmas movie ever. Who should go first?
I already went first.
Okay, David, let's. Go
Okay,
ahead, David.
I'll gladly go first because mine's not as controversial because I think everyone can agree this movie is terrible. It is called Santa Girl and it is on Netflix. I don't know how much longer it will be, but if you have a chance to watch it,
Don't do it.
It's not good.
I did. Getting ready for today because you said that.
Good.
It was
So let me read you the synopsis of this movie.
IMDb. Here we
yes. So it says the only daughter of Santa Claus wants to experience the real world in quotes before she must marry the son of Jack Frost and take over the family business. Cassie Claus, daughter's name, along with her trusty elf, sets off to college while trying to keep her magic powers and famous father a secret. At school, Cassie is pursued by two boys, Sam, who is sweetly awkward, and J.R., handsome and wealthy. As her impending arranged marriage looms, Cassie struggles with her feelings for Sam and her obligation to her father and to and Christmas itself.
Wow,
me
spoilers. So
snoring.
JR is dirt to her.
No, you got to watch it.
No, I don't want to.
Anyways,
It's bad. It's so
it's
bad.
That was me
really
snoring
bad.
a minute ago. It
I
just
do wish
sounds
I had a
dreadful.
trusty elf. You know, that's the one thing from that synopsis.
It's
I do
not
want.
like it has the worst like cast of nobodies. Like there's a couple of people in there that you would recognize. Like the main character is from
Jennifer Stone.
Yeah, Jennifer Stone from what is it? The
Can't
Disney
remember.
Channel show, Wizards of Waverly Place.
Yes, there you go.
Oh,
So the friend, the red-haired
Selena
friend.
Gomez throwback.
Yeah. So the friend in that, she's the main
where
character.
they're
She is Cassie Claus, and you got Barry Bostwick, who's been in a lot of things.
He doesn't look like Santa, like whatsoever.
No,
He
so
looks-
it's like a modern day Santa. He doesn't wear like red. He's like
it's a
businessman.
bad movie. I think it's worse than the one I'm.
And I'm just going to add this. Barry Bostwick eyes are the creepiest thing you'll ever see. Go look him up. And he's like really squished. I'm sorry, Barry, if you're listening to this. You're probably not. Your
does kinda.
eyes are creepy, man.
I think I guess it was supposed to be funny that he was like Santa Claus was kind of a jerk.
Yeah. I mean, he's a businessman. It's
Yeah.
not like a jolly
It's not real.
jolly old elf,
Right.
if
Yeah.
you will. But the main thing about this movie is not just because the story is terrible. The CG in it is really bad. And for those who don't know what CG is a computer-generated effects. So computer graphics, I don't know what you want to call it. CG has many different ways you want to, whatever you're going to call it. But there's one...
It's kind of like GIF and GIF.
Yeah.
It's GIF.
There's
I'll
one
fight
scene
you.
in particular, and I wrote down the timestamp so you can go watch it. It is an hour and 18 minutes and 3 seconds. And then
You'll never get it back.
it is a part where Santa gets in his sleigh, which is a Ferrari, red Ferrari.
No,
Yes.
Wait, you're starting to pique my interest.
And they start driving off and they start flying, right? Because Santa's sleigh flies and it's a Ferrari and of course it's going to fly.
yeah.
They must have ran out of budget because they literally took the picture of the back of the car and just floated it into the air. And it it gets smaller, but it literally just floats through the air. It's just a picture.
You just
that's
ruined the ending of a very bad movie.
I didn't ruin it. There's no plot to that point. Like there's nothing that
It's
ruins the
already
plot.
ruined.
It's ruined beforehand.
That's the way it looked back in the old days before.
They must have definitely ran out of
That was
budget. And the
fancy.
reason why is because they co-produced this with the university that they shot the movie on. So the set is at Shenandoah University, where I have no idea where that's at.
I bet it's near the Shenandoah Valley.
Probably.
Oh, so it's like a college.
Yes.
A college made a movie.
So no, yes, technically they partnered with some studio partnered with the college's like
That makes sense now.
film thing, and they made the movie together. And so most of the cast is actually college students who go to that college. Which, when you realize that, it makes a lot more sense why the budget is not good.
Yeah, well,
but
it was crappy.
it's still a bad movie. It's so bad.
we went to a
Yeah.
planetarium.
Santa Girl, don't watch it.
We went to a planetarium a while back, and we were so excited to see the show. And then as we got in, and we're like sitting down, we're in those seats that recline, so you're looking at the ceiling. And then as they started, it was made by our local community college, and it was. I imagine the movie that you just watched was something like that.
Yeah,
Planetarium
probably.
show.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
They might play it there.
Yeah.
They could.
Honestly.
Would you watch it if it was playing at a planetarium?
No.
Just curious if that would make any difference.
All right. And that was a good one to start with because that was bad.
It's not
Universally
controversial
bad.
because
Not at
if you
all.
watch it, it is bad.
Yeah, don't watch it.
But now we can argue about whose movie is worse.
Hey, you should also mention one of the other ones on your list of movies that you do not like, because I know it was on Allie's list of movies that she
Yes,
does like.
The Polar Express is a terrible movie.
Defend yourself right now.
Because, okay, here you go. I think it was Robert Zemeckis who directed that.
I cannot
if
confirm because
remember.
I've never heard of him.
To be fair, it does not hold up to current standards of movies. But it was one of like the first,
Very generalized.
but it
Yeah,
was one of
what's
the
a current
first all
standard
CG
even?
movies ever. Like that when it came out, I remember it being such a huge deal that
I remember that too.
It was
that-
right in that season where they were making a lot of those movies with facial recognition, where they were
can't
trying to
judge
put
it
the real
against that, 'cause
characters.
then you
no,
have
no,
to
no,
judge
yeah.
Star Wars.
No,
like-
but
Yeah.
it just overall, it's just a weird movie. The fact that Tom Hanks plays every character in that movie is just weird.
yeah.
Tom, if you're listening, I'm a huge fan, and I think you did a great job. And David is so wrong.
He didn't
And
play
please
every
put him at the
character.
top of the naughty list.
Now I'll have to say it's not on my list of worst movies ever. I did not choose it as my worst Christmas movie ever for a reason.
It's just a bad movie.
So it's not one of my favorite.
It was
movies.
Robert Zemeckis. I looked it up.
There you go, Robert Zemeckis. I am IMDb.
You really
I
are.
am DB. That's
You
me.
really are. IMDb.
DB.
IMDb.
All right, I'm going to read the storyline. Since you read your storyline, I'm going to read the storyline of what I think is not a good Christmas movie.
Oh.
And I'm going to see if you guys can guess it, even though you technically
Well, it
already
starts
know what it
with
is.
Buddy. I mean, duh.
Buddy was a baby in an orphanage who stowed away in Santa's sack and ended up at the North Pole.
Christ-like figure.
Later, I feel attacked for sharing my opinion. Later, as an adult human who happened to be raised by elves, Santa allows him to go to New York to find his birth father, Walter Hobbs. Hobbs, on Santa's naughty list for being a heartless jerk, had no idea that Buddy was even born. Buddy, meanwhile, experiences the delights of New York City and human culture as only an elf can. When Walter's relationship with Buddy interferes with his job, he is forced to reevaluate his priorities. I'm sorry, have you heard anything that sounds more like a Lifetime movie synopsis than that? The only thing that's missing is a bakery, a lawyer, and some contest where they're going to win and get married.
Yeah,
Like-
it's
Whoa,
missing
you
a
just
lot.
spoiled every Christmas movie on the
Lifetime,
Hallmark
on the
channel.
Hallmark channel. That's what it was, the Hallmark channel.
It's not a spoiler.
Here's the thing.
Easy to watch.
There are things in Elf, and I just want to say to my friends that throw Elf on burritos every year, please don't uninvite me from that because I really enjoy that.
You're uninvited.
But the thing is, I just don't think it's a good Christmas movie. I don't think it's a good movie. There are parts of it that I think are hilarious, that are laughable. But as a general rule, it's the movie annoys me.
I have nothing to say to you.
I'm sorry.
I can't even look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she literally shoved this like Christmas tree between us so she can't look me in the eye. I just don't think it's a great movie.
Your reasoning is so lousy. I don't even know if it deserves a rebuttal.
What are your other reasonings before we destroy your
Right.
opinion?
I don't like the movie.
So it's just Will Ferrell running around being stupid.
What is
He
every
so
other Will
funny.
Ferrell movie?
He's so funny. He's
Like, it's just Will Ferrell running
He's
around
a
being
talented
stupid.
actor.
And like I said, I think there are funny things in it, but generally speaking, I don't think the movie is great.
That's quite a hot
well,
take.
you
Yeah.
need to get off your throne of lies.
You smell of beef and cheese.
You're a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Like that. That was funny.
Yes.
I'm a cotton-headed Nenny Muggins. I love that meme. I
See,
think it's
you're
funny.
even- yes.
But like, sometimes,
All the quotes, all the great quotes come out.
like, you think about Buddy sitting on Papa Elf's lap.
Yes.
Could no one figure out that he didn't belong there? Like,
that's part of the humor.
when
That's-
he's trying to take a shower and he doesn't fit in the shower.
Everyone knew
That-
that.
do you
that's
not
the
think-
funniest part
knew.
where he's like tossing the
everyone,
water on
everyone
him.
knew he didn't belong. He didn't know that he
But
didn't
Will
belong.
Ferrell is like 45, 50 years old by the time he's Buddy the Elf in this movie. Do you not think after this long of his life he would have not figured out he didn't belong
Whoa,
there?
if he's 50, he and Jovi should not be together because Jovi
If that's all
is
you
like
knew,
20
if
something.
that's all you knew in life was Elf, I don't know, the North Pole, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that you didn't belong. You just thought that you were a very large elf.
You know what, Alan? This is that
Maybe it's
time
just
when
a
that spiritual
cautionary tale.
undertone comes
Yes.
in.
I
you know?
don't-
Cautionary tale
Christ
about-
comes for Buddy the Elf.
So here's the
You know?
spiritual undertones.
You cannot do
Don't leave
that.
the one behind.
You cannot do that. You
Quote
cannot-
number one.
Oh, I accidentally clicked an ad. That's not good.
Buddy says this, and he is the Christ child because he was born.
Oh my gosh.
There's room for everyone on the nice list.
Yeah.
You see the imagery there, the cross.
I'm not listening to this. So you were talking about the ages. Will
Wait,
Ferrell
wait.
was born in 1967, and Zoe Deschanel was born in 1980. So they are 13 years apart in age.
Yeah.
quite a bit
Okay,
different,
but in
I meant their
movie,
He looks young.
characters.
in movie
Yeah.
logic,
I'm
anything
just
is
saying,
possible.
I'm just saying.
Anything.
And it really, you could take, listen, I'm like
Number 2.
great at making Christ-centered things about any movie you want.
Okay.
To the point where I could take like movies that are not great movies and make them.
This is easy and
And
natural.
find like a Christian undertone.
Number
in everything.
2, the best
The
way to
Matrix.
spread Christmas cheers is sing loud for all to hear.
Yeah,
There's
worship.
Absolutely.
an evangelistic.
I feel like you guys planned this to attack me because you knew what I was going to say.
I didn't know his
Oh.
name.
No,
I had
this
no
is
idea.
new to me,
This-
but I agree wholeheartedly.
But you all, you all knew that I was going to say that, so you all were ready.
And then when Buddy
gang
saw
up on me.
Santa, I mean,
Yeah.
just the natural response.
prepared for
I
him.
cannot say one of the words because this is a Christian show,
Say
and
it.
it's not a curse, but Santa! Oh my
Goodness.
Oh my
Gosh.
goodness! Santa's here. Yeah, he was so excited. I mean, just
I know him. Yeah,
Yes.
he knows him
He knows-
personally.
yes.
Spiritually, he knows
So-
him. He prepared for him to come. Like
Two
as
hearts.
a
Exactly.
church, we prepare for Jesus
So watch
to come
it again,
back.
James. I just want to encourage you to watch it again.
You're making me like it even
but
less.
before you watch it, you just need to pray. God, just
You're making,
Open my eyes
yeah.
to Elf.
You're
Yeah.
making me like it even
Also, like
less.
maybe if you wear tights or something, like that would help get you in the spirit.
I-
You know what I mean?
Probably not.
No. No.
No.
That actually does make me uncomfortable to think about Will Ferrell having to wear like an elf costume the entire time while he's filming.
yeah.
Yeah.
that would be-
No.
So I'll pray for you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we heard.
I really can't
heard
believe
from
you tried
James.
to spiritualize Elf.
All right, Allie, you want to go?
Sure.
Okay.
I still
I-
feel attacked.
I want all my friends to know that we can still be friends after this. My least favorite Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. There, I said
Whoa.
That's bold.
it. I will not take it back.
That is bold.
But you experienced the same thing he did with the
Yeah,
sled.
I
You
think that's why
ran into
it's too
something
real for you.
sledding.
That's why she doesn't like
Yeah, that's why she doesn't like
It's
it.
too real for you.
Yeah, she didn't realize.
But she didn't put the
No.
the light bulb just
the
went
spray
off.
on the
lubricant
bottom. Yeah,
on
the
the
No,
lubricant.
I don't know. Oh, WD-40?
Oh, so you did.
Oh, shoot. That's all we use.
Okay,
Yeah.
well there you go. It's
So,
too personal.
No.
yeah.
Listen, here's the reason. A, it's dumb. I know that people will say Elf is dumb, but it's a different kind of dumb. You know,
That's what makes movies.
I just-
endearing.
I don't know. It's just it feels redneck and trailer trashy to me. And I
but
I
have
know
you
it's
ever
funny.
seen Vacation? Like before the original Vacation?
Yeah.
Any
No,
of
I've-
the National
literally-
Lampoon's
it's-
Vacation.
I've only
literally
seen
that,
the
but with Christmas in
Vacation.
it.
Yes.
No, I've only
So,
seen Christmas.
All the vacation movies are.
Yeah,
Like
they're
the
all
same.
like
it
that.
just makes me feel
But-
like I need to take a shower.
I can get that.
Yeah,
I can,
you know
I
what
can
I mean?
get that.
And like I smell like beef and cheese, maybe even.
So you don't
after
like
I
Cousin
watch
Eddie.
it. I don't like a lot of people in that movie.
What about the aunt? Is it the aunt or the grandma that wraps a Jello mold with cat food in it?
Yeah.
Oh no, she wraps her cat.
No, she wraps the cat, but she also makes Jello.
Jello with cat food in
and
it.
Jello mold with cat food in
That's
it.
why you
He's
don't like it because the cat gets electrocuted and you love cats.
I
That's
do
the
love
funniest
cats.
part. What are you
That is
talking
the
about?
funniest
That is funny.
I think
I
it's
hate cats.
funny.
too.
I can not watch it for the rest of my life and I would be totally okay.
Well, you're wrong. So
Yeah, I wasn't prepared to attack anyone on today's show, so I'm not ready to hurl insults at you like you guys did at me. But you know, I respect your opinion.
Thank you.
We
to
were-
think that it is not a good movie. If
I
only
don't
you could
respect-
respect
Know that
my
it is
opinion.
not a good movie.
To think that Elf is not a good movie, but
To know that it is a
there are
great
so many
movie.
good things. Like whenever say Grace, she died 10 years ago. The blessing, and then
Yeah.
she starts doing the I pledge allegiance to
yeah.
the flag.
oh man, it's
I
so
don't know.
good.
It is.
But
It just doesn't
It's
give me
classic.
holiday feels. You
oh,
know
it
what I
does
mean?
for me.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys don't know what I mean.
Did you ever gather with your extended family at Christmas?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I
so
got
you
a
must
big
just
old
have
family.
do you have an abnormal family where everyone's perfect?
Well, no. We always thought we were super dysfunctional growing up, and then we realized how dysfunctional everyone else was.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, you can't really define normal. So
You can't.
No.
Well, Pastor says that if you should be careful because every family has a cousin Eddie, and sometimes you might be the
Yes.
cousin Eddie.
Yes. No, that's my dad.
But
Oh, for
he
sure.
knows it's him. He knows it's
definitely
him.
but like that's the thing. Like I enjoy it just because it's hilarious. Just thinking about all the random family members that get
Mm-hmm.
together and all the different personalities and all the stuff that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
No, there's way too many quotable things, and I probably wrongly rate a movie of how good it is about how many times I can quote that movie. So there's probably a lot of movies out there that are just garbage, but I love because I can quote lots of things from that movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, Christmas
It's
Vacation
like
is
Napoleon
up there.
Dynamite.
Oh yeah.
There's so many different.
Why are you
quotes
bringing that
already.
movie into this? Because that's one of the greatest movies of
I
all
know, that's
time.
what I'm saying. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Tina!
definitely.
False. That's I
All
said
right.
it.
Yeah, that one's
False.
not Christmas though. So.
But that's not a Christmas
No,
movie. That's a
that's
topic
later.
for a different.
Yeah.
We'll argue about that. But
That'd be a
but later.
different
During
show.
lunch.
Different show.
Well, I think that we can all agree that you're wrong, but we will respect your decision. See, that's why mine was so safe.
Why
It's
couldn't you
such a
guys have
terrible movie.
given me that same respect?
I'll give you that respect.
I will not.
I won't.
Thank you.
I will not.
Now, I had a hard time picking one, so I was talking. I
Yours
had-
is
Trying to play
absolutely
it
epic.
safe.
Well, it really, honestly, it wasn't mine. But Carson's girlfriend was over, and we were all talking, and she brought up Single Santa Seeks Mrs. Claus.
I just want you to know that we don't subscribe to those channels on our cable
my
network.
gosh.
It's Hallmark.
So
Oh my gosh.
This is
But
Hallmark.
this is Hallmark, what, in 2007?
that's right.
All bets were off
It was
back then.
2004. 2004.
2004.
And
Yeah.
it actually is a series. There's
Oh.
there's like more than one. Yeah.
So it's like a trilogy, like Lord of the Rings,
Right.
Star
David.
Wars, Single
Yes.
Santa.
David,
Seeks
what
Mrs.
grade were
Claus.
you in 2004?
2004.
Yeah.
Let's see, 6th grade.
I was in the 4th grade.
Yes, and I would say like probably most of the women that are listening to this have seen this movie because
Alan,
it is
I
a
was
Hallmark
13
movie.
years old. Let that sink in. I was
it's a
13-year
Hallmark
old.
movie.
Yeah.
It's a
I
Hallmark
was just
movie.
a
So
decade.
this is one where they like used their little dartboard and they spun it and they just threw darts at it and found like, okay, a guy and a girl need to fall in love. There needs to be a competition. There needs to be a baking competition or a bakery or a wedding parlor or a flower shop. It's one of those
All
because
the
that's
components
all.
of a great film.
Because that's all. Was there a horse?
Boy meets girl.
Was there a
gets
horse?
Honestly, I kind of fast forward through a bunch of pieces. Okay, so I got the.
If there was a horse, my wife would like it. But if there's not a horse, she doesn't want to watch it.
I don't think so. I don't
All right,
think
I'm
it's
safe
horse.
from this ever coming on our TV.
Here's the here's kind of the summary of the movie here. Nick's plan: let fate bring his wife to him. No, is that?
No.
That's not it.
Was that the second episode?
Single
two?
Santa.
Yeah, like
No, that's
Return
not
of
it.
Santa.
This is you. Well, you're saying that the IMDb
Yeah.
summary.
Yeah.
This one doesn't. I'll just read it anyways. Nick's plan to let
you
fate
ever
bring his
used
wife to
IMDb
him must be altered because he must replace his father as Santa Claus on
Wait.
December 26th.
Is this the same plot to my
Yes.
movie, but just gender reversed?
Maybe so.
Yeah, I think it is.
It is. Yes, that's
Wow.
true. I didn't think of that. So Ernst. I guess that's his name.
Ernst?
The right-hand man to several generations of Santa generates
That's the character Allie has a crush on, Ernst.
Generates a list of potential mates. Nick's dutifully sets off to meet them,
I like that
but
word.
fate may have a candidate after all. So it's really about Santa's son is going to be. He's got to inherit the business. He's got to.
This
do it, but
is
he's gotta be
literally the
married.
plot to Santa Girl, but literally like
So which one came out first?
yours for sure.
2004.
Mine came out in 19. So.
Yeah.
And it was so
Ashley
epically bad.
had seen this movie.
Oh,
They
boy.
remade
My
it.
wife has seen this movie.
They're like, this terrible movie that they made in 04? We
can
need
do
to
it
take
again
the
and make it
plot
better."
and then we can make it better.
Make it worse.
Make it worse.
Yeah, I made it worse. Yeah.
Wow.
So wait, you would say since
was-
you watched both,
Yeah.
you said mine was worse.
Yours was worse.
Yeah,
I have to
it's
admit,
bad.
Wow.
yours is worse. Yours is
job.
worse.
Yeah.
This
You're
one,
the worst.
this one's just this
suck.
one's Hallmark bad, which is pretty bad because
They're
most
all
of them
corny.
most of them are
They're
corny.
just easy to watch. That's what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like for my dad loves Hallmark movies. Surprisingly,
Charlie.
yeah, good old Chuck.
Sweet.
The reason why is that no one dies.
Yeah.
There's not any bad like
No.
suggestive things on them. It's just a good story, and that's why he loves watching them. But I would probably tell him not to watch this one. Right?
Yeah.
It's not good.
Charlie, I want to encourage you to watch Single Santa Seeks Mrs. Claus
So-
if you're
No,
listening.
man.
It got 5.9 out of 10.
It did.
Hey, that's not
Wow.
bad.
I'm
That's
looking
pretty good.
at the cast list on this, and I just have to say, Steve Guttenberg, I'm really ashamed of you. How
He-
far you
yeah.
have fallen
Yeah,
to do this.
he is
and
Santa's son.
become.
And he ho-hos
Nick.
all the time. He loves ho-ho.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like, really?
Careful, Alan.
He doesn't look anything like Santa.
Alan's
either.
getting carried away in here.
He's like,
that was
whoa.
pretty good. That was a pretty good.
Too much hot chocolate.
I say too much hot chocolate there.
I'm almost done with my hot chocolate.
But
that-
you know,
yeah.
Ernst, your man.
No.
Well, Ernst.
I
is
know
the-
Bernard, my
Ernst.
man.
Well, but Bernard is basically Ernst in this movie. So, Ernst,
Very
you
simple.
guys are all going to laugh at me because I'm a total dork. but Ernst is played by a guy who was a recurring character in Star Trek. Yes.
I knew it.
She
I
knew
knew
it.
it was
She knew it.
coming. Star Trek.
So you potentially have a crush on a Star Trek character.
All right, we got to go
That's a
to
stretch.
wow.
last
That's
phase.
for sure no.
We're in the last phase of our podcast.
It's definitely went a lot longer than I thought it would. But
Yeah, it's
hey,
gone.
this is good. This is good conversation.
This is okay. So now we're on to
We all
the
fought.
age-old question, and is Die Hard a Christmas movie or is it not? I know some of you had to look this movie up because you weren't born yet. Allie,
Who had to look this up?
I had to look it up.
Allie had never seen it.
You've never seen
heard
it?
No, but it's probably not something I would watch anyways. It seemed like there's a lot of blood in there.
There's
There's a lot of
definitely a lot.
And
That's why we've seen it.
I would say
That's why boys like it.
Yeah.
I am going to say it is a Christmas movie. And here is why.
yeah, give me the reasons.
The whole thing spans around Christmas, and I'm making this up as I go because I don't have this written down. But I'm going to take the spiritual side of it here.
Oh,
man.
Because you've got all
Bruce
these
would be
people.
so proud of you.
You've got all these people that are
You
in
lost all credibility.
their lives and their eternities are at the fate of someone who represents Satan. You know, because he's there and he's like,
wait, you saying Hans is Satan?
yeah, Hans is Satan.
Okay.
And so
Wow.
then you've got Bruce Willis's character who is there, and he is their salvation. He is there to save them before
Boy.
the fires.
We want to talk about his famous quote
Of the building.
that he
no,
just
we
gave to-
will not.
So,
Learn that on YouTube today.
What? You didn't know about that? No, man.
Are you talking about the line at the end of the movie? Or
yeah, I
whenever?
mean his line.
You just
yeah.
Like
you
three
just
words
equated
or
to
something.
Jesus.
So
Yee.
I was just trying to pull a U. Like I'm not, Pastor.
remember
Please
the
don't.
elf doing it. He didn't do it.
Please don't hold it against me that I pulled an Allen and made something Christ-like that shouldn't have been. So I want to tell a funny story. Earlier I mentioned elfin burritos, this thing that some of our friends do.
This is about Die Hard.
What's that?
Go ahead.
So my friend gives away
We have
prizes
plenty
at
of
this
time.
event, and he got these books that are like these little picture books, and he got one of Die Hard, and he didn't know what was at the end of the book. Like he hadn't opened it up, he hadn't read it,
Oh man.
and
So
so
to preface, this is like a kid's drawn
yes,
book.
it's like a kid's
of Die
drawing
Hard.
book, like one of those little square books. It's like 20 pages, and it only has certain things, and it like fast forwards to tell the story.
Also, Elfin Burritos, just to clarify, that is a Christmas party where they watch Elfin eat burritos.
Yes, it is, and it's amazing. And if we're lucky, somebody orders like
He loved
40
the movie.
cases of Christmas tree
Amazing
cakes from
movie.
Little Debbie, and we all get to take a case home. So anyway, he has these prizes to give out, and he realized right before the party, he opened the book and looked at it. So he had to rig that someone got this book that was going to be safe because there's kids at this. Like this is a family event.
It was.
And if you've
family-friendly.
seen Die Hard, then you guys know the line you're talking about.
Yes.
Where it's like yippee-ki-yay,
Yep.
Yeah.
insert expletive.
Mom.
So it says that line at the end of this book. And so the last page of the book has this. And so one of our friends was there who's got a son who loves to read. And so he wanted to read the book.
no.
And we're like, nope. And so it was basically the prize thing was rigged so that I would get that book as the prize. That way we could keep it out of the hands of small children.
So funny. Yeah.
So
and you burned this book after, right? Since it was so
Yes.
sinful.
yes, I absolutely do
Use
not
the
have
Bible
it
over its ashes.
on display next to our
In your bathroom.
Golden Girls Christmas book.
Oh yeah.
That's the same type of a picture book.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah. Thank you. Travel down the road and back again.
Yeah.
So you say it is
You're
a
a pal.
Christmas movie.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Come on, get it right.
I know.
I think it's a
So
Christmas
one
movie.
vote. Okay, one vote for yes. One vote for yes. Anyone else want to go?
I mean, I've got statistics to back up my answer.
I do
Well,
too.
I also have
do too. I got
stats from my
I have
YouTube
stats for
research.
both. I have stats for both.
This is the numbers. So
This
luckily, this is the numbers. Luckily, we have someone who did a poll of 2,200 U.S. adults, very specific U.S.
Very
adults,
specific.
Wow.
that said 25% of all adults say Die Hard is a Christmas movie, which 13% said don't know, I have zero opinion.
That one's
And
Allie.
then 62% of people said no, it is indeed
Yeah.
not a Christmas movie.
Which means that, again, we're going to take this back to a Christian undertone here and
Oh,
say
boy.
that
I don't really think
the
we
road
have to.
is narrow narrower the gates.
Oh my gosh.
So, and it's
Listen.
like trying to thread the needle.
Linda, listen.
You are trying
Li-
to thread the needle.
Listen, Lena. Okay, from my YouTube research I have done today.
Yeah.
Today.
To preface,
Moments
my
before
answer is
coming
no,
into
it
the
is
room.
not a Christmas movie.
I am also saying no, it is not a Christmas movie. And I will say it is a Christmas adjacent movie.
Yep.
I'm going to throw that
Interesting.
term out there. I'm also going to say
Such a millennial.
other movies in this category would be The Holiday, Serendipity,
Yep, I can see that.
While You Were Sleeping.
You
I was
can't
gonna
just
have
say
a,
yes
no.
or
I was
no.
gonna have an argument here
Yeah.
because yes, it happens during Christmas, but does that make it a Christmas movie? Like you
No.
could you
Right.
can apply that to all sorts of movies.
Yep.
Right.
Like it just so happens to happen during these.
I do agree with you.
Oh,
Though.
does
It's
it give you
holidays.
warm fuzzies? Didn't give me any warm fuzzies.
No,
I
it
covered
definitely.
my eyes a few times.
Yeah, it's gory.
It did make, yeah.
Also, here are the numbers. There are 19 Christmas tree shots while filming Die Hard, 15 shots of Christmas decor, 7 Christmas carols whistled, hummed, or sung in Die Hard, and 13 references to Christmas.
Right.
That actually exceeds the number of all of those shots in Home Alone.
Would you call this a Christmas adjacent?
Christmas adjacent, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
you
well,
said.
Number
that's
one.
interesting. Though.
Christmas-
It
Number
really
one.
is, but I think it was just they tried to too
Listen,
hard.
you had
know?
stats, so I feel the need to bring this up.
Oh, no.
Number one, it takes place during a Christmas party. Number two, there's Christmas music. Number three, John's wife is named Holly.
Okay.
Number four, there's presents. Number five, Santa makes an appearance. Number six, there's snow. And number seven, this says the stats don't lie. It says 1.3 million people watched Die Hard on Christmas in 2016. That beat, combined, Home Alone, Miracle on 34th Street, and The Santa Claus.
Okay.
Reveal your sources.
The Gazette,
The Gazette, yeah.
They're
Where's the
lying.
Gazette? Like
the internet.
no, I'm saying like is that a
Which Gazette?
newspaper
It's a
or is it
newspaper.
from where?
I don't know. I closed it.
You know, it is.
So you're just cherry picking your sources.
Well, how do I know your poll was real? You're not telling me your
It
source.
was on Hollywood Reporter. Thank you very much.
Is that the place that called you a
Yes,
wannabe
it-
composer?
That we're not going to get into that. Yes, I had my 5 minutes of fame on Hollywood Reporter, but that's not neither here nor there.
I want to
That's
hear
bad.
about it.
Okay, hold on. I'll give you the abridged version.
Okay.
He's married to a Duggar.
No. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Lauren, my wife, her brother married Amy Duggar, who is the cousin of the Duggar family. So it's like, yes, it's technically blood related for Amy, but has zero binding on Lauren and I. But one time, Lauren was called Amy's sister online, but it was more like sister-in-law kind of like relationship, not like actual blood sister. And so, you know, people love hearing things about
Yeah.
celebrities
And their
And so-
families.
and so they wrote a whole thing about how Lauren and I were getting married and how Amy's sister's getting married. And so they stole my bio from my Instagram account. And on my Instagram account, I like to be, you know, satirical and sarcastic, and I put myself as, in quotes, a wannabe composer. But on the article, it said that David is a wannabe composer. And
Not
it was,
in quotes.
It was not in quotes.
Yeah, it was not.
And so it was
Very derogatory.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
offensive to
It
me.
hurt
But
your feelings, I'm sure.
I actually got very upset with the fact that I was on a tabloid site.
Kidding. That is
So
kind of cool. It's
well,
a great
there you
story
go.
now.
Yeah, and so
Good
now my
story.
bio on Instagram.
Is Fly Fisher, avid baseball fan,
Yes.
and audio engineer.
Yep. So I changed it.
Should it ever happen again?
Yes, if it happens again. But before that, I had put on one-time celebrity of Hollywood gossip.
Also, hashtag Brew Crew, hashtag Go Pack Go, hashtag
Cheese curds.
WPS,
Yeah, Whoopig Suey.
hashtag, at David Bullard Media, at The Bullard Co.
Why are you reading my whole
David Bullard
bio?
.media.
All right, I'm gonna give my
Give
my
it.
opinion on this.
Oh, yeah, we
This
hadn't
is
gotten
most
to you yet,
important.
have we?
I know. Yes.
I know.
You
It's,
say it's the most important opinion.
Right.
I mean, it's going to split us right down the middle, isn't it? It's going to
No,
be 2-2.
it will not.
We're gonna have to bring in-
Oh,
Well,
This is tough though. Like I had reasons for, and there were plenty of reasons, as James eloquently read off.
read
of.
off the
Are
Gazette.
you?
right
So
off.
are you saying yes or no?
I'm saying no.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Welcome to the bright side.
For two reasons.
And the right side.
When they asked Bruce Willis, "Is this a Christmas movie?" he said, in his own artful words, he said, "It is not a Christmas movie."
Yep.
Well,
It's
there
a,
you go.
It's a Bruce Willis
From the
movie.
horse's mouth.
Yes. Number two, this one I think is critical. This is the one that really put me over the edge. Die Hard opened in the U.S. in July.
Yeah.
It was not around Christmas time.
There you go.
So that's a big one. And then in the UK, it came out in February, 2 months after Christmas. So I'm just like, if it was meant to be a Christmas, they would have put it around Christmas time.
Well, there you go.
So, but,
Okay, that would be like saying
Says
Star
out.
Wars is a Christmas movie because it comes out at Christmas.
No, because they didn't put anything about Christmas
they
in
didn't
the
claim
movie.
it. Yeah.
Christmas
But again, you could
adjacent
take
there is
movies
a
That's
lot.
a
that come
Christmas
out at
adjacent
Christmas.
movie. You can add
It's a
adjacent.
Christmas adjacent. Oh, such a millennial statement. Oh,
I don't know. I thought it was pretty smart.
Once again, millennial
Awesome.
statement.
yes. No, this was good. This was great.
Well, we have the de facto opinion on all movies, so thus 3-1
Yeah.
says Die Hard
It
is
is.
not a Christmas
It's
movie,
not.
Right.
and we can just rename this podcast episode "Everyone Against James."
James
Yes.
is wrong.
Yeah, James is
That's
wrong. Yeah.
100% how this feels.
James is wrong.
James
So-
James was wrong.
Yes. So everybody, we are.
It's been
we,
nice knowing everyone.
We hope you had a good time with us, and
I did not.
you can pray for James. But have a great week. We hope you have a good time with your family. Don't forget what Christmas is all about. That's what Advent was, and our purpose for that today was just to have fun together, to celebrate. And you guys will be seeing the rest of the cast here moving forward and some of our stuff. But glad to have you guys here. And
This was fun.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it was. It was a good
fun.
time. So
fun for us.
I would love to talk movies. I mean, like I just love watching movies. So if we have like favorite Easter movies, like maybe
Yeah.
all two of them, we can talk
Easter
about
movies?
it. Yeah, sure. I don't know.
maybe so.
Peter Rabbit? Velveteen Rabbit.
Hey,
Oh, man.
anyways,
You know, I should have done Passion of the Christ as my favorite Christmas movie.
Oh, my
Probably
gosh.
should've.
Wrap this up.
All right, guys. Have a great Christmas. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas,
everything.
everyone.
Chrysler.
Anyways,
Happy Narwhal holidays.
Happy Narwhal
It's butter,
holidays.
y'all.
Anyways, signing off.
Buttery flaky crust.
Alan, please say goodbye one more time.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.